Aloha mai, welcome to Truth and Justice, Mākohoi pai Āina. Yes, it is the actual original name of our beautiful archipelagic state, Mākohoi. Sometimes we call it Hawaii, Hawaiian Islands, Hawaiian Kingdom, Kingdom of Hawaii, kamea, kamea, kamea. The point is, this is our home and this is our beautiful community television studios. We are right here live with you, Wahine. And this is February 4th of the year 2013. Time is going by. I know it was all Christmas and Happy New Year, and now Valentine's Day is coming up. So we want to invite you in. Come on in, get closer, velina maine, and join us for another wonderful evening, a live show right here in your community television studio. But first, we'd like to share with you some of these announcements that we have. It's very important because this is where we live. What's going on is important to you and I, our families, our kupuna, our mo'opunas, everybody in between. So the notorious PLDC, Public Land Displacement Corporation or company, whatever you want to call them, that entity created by the state de facto has a hearing coming up on February 9th at 9:30 a.m. at the state capitol, Ma'o'ahu. You can look it up and get more information. Critically so, it is so important to all of us here that you check it out, Facebook events. And you can also go up to Abolish the PLDC group. They're on Facebook. Mahalo to all of you who put that page together and constantly keep us updated and share all the newest evidence with everyone out there, because we need to be informed. What's moving through these channels that's supposedly done for us, but not by us or with us? PLDC represents that kind of a hijacking of other people's properties. And we want to be in truth and enter the new year with integrity. How about that? So check it out, Facebook, Abolish the PLDC Facebook page. And also Maka'ala, the co-creators or fabricators, whichever you want to look, whichever way you'd like to look at it, have decided to create a House bill that will change the appearance of that name, the name of the entity of PLDC, to something like the Public Works or something like that. But go check it out. You be the judge of it. Facebook, Abolish the PLDC. Check it out. Get involved. And if you don't have internet or Facebook, talk to somebody who does, or go to the local library, or go to, what other places can you go? County Council office. Go check them out and go talk to them. They do have a little office with a little auntie down there on the first floor that will give out information. So go check it out and get involved with this knowledge that's pertinent to our Ohanaya. Also, we want to give a special shout out to Courtney Brooks. She's over there on Oahu. Mahalo. Thank you for all the work that you do, the Kuleana you share. And GMO-free Maui. You guys are doing a wonderful job. We thank you sincerely for all of the hard work and efforts that you're doing to keep us aware that there are, in fact, airborne GMO spores. They travel in the wind. We are an island archipelago, and there are GMO, genetically modified organisms, being birthed out there that are, you know, modifications of what is natural and what's not, and it's not so bad that, you know, there could be created meakanu hybrids or things like that for the betterment and for the true, sincere health of the people. But when it turns into genetically modifying organisms in order to be manipulated, or in order to be created to manipulate the health of the people and the populace who are subjected to airborne GMOs and that are ingesting GMOs, they have no idea are GMOs, and killing them, there's a problem. And, you know, things like the situation of the preschool in Kihei across the street from the GMO lab and Monsanto/US stronghold. And then there is a new police station being built right in front of the Monsanto lab across the street from the preschool, where the little 2 to 5-year-olds are growing up and they're seeing this. You know, what is this? What does this have to do, or what does this have to do with our consciousness we share on this island, this moku? And how are those 2 to 5-year-olds going to feel when they grow up and they know that those adults in this world made the decision to put a police station in front of a Monsanto lab where they're doing cultures which go airborne, which have been proven scientifically, it's fact, to be in the air that they breathe and have adverse health effects. So let's keep going, you guys. Thank you very much. We have to say, you know, we're so sad about our ohana. We want to share our aloha and our deepest sympathies to ohana kawaiʻaiʻa and also to ohana nu'u. There's new life, and we take joy in that, and we accept and receive that in this cycle we share bonds and memories that can never be replaced. So our aloha goes out to you, to all of the people, the community of Hana, and also to our kawaiʻaiʻa ohana, and also for Rick, your family, and those who love you, and your friends and the community that you shared your life with. Mahalo. Go to Truth and Justice Facebook page to check out the current events and the current information going on. We are going through a change in our scheduling. We will be live next week again, and then switching to every other Monday. So stay tuned. We'll post the new show schedule on Truth and Justice on Facebook. And you can always get a hold of us and bring in your ideas and let us know what you would like to see on the show. And even if you have someone that you'd like to have us interview, let us know. Hit us on Facebook and give us a message. Also, the Principality of Aloha will be hosting the Pacific PrepCom, or PrEP meeting, getting ready for the World Conference of Indigenous Peoples. Not that Indigenous is the word that will always be the word to describe natives or First Nations or Origines. The language is changing out there, and so is the consciousness. So we just want to share that with you. And also, I want to introduce an awesome guest. She is a return guest. She's also hosted the show for us. I want to introduce to you our Keanae Napua Hueu. Aloha.
Aloha. Aloha, Auntie Mahea. Thank you for having me again.
You're so welcome. It's a joy and a pleasure.
Awesome. Aloha Maui, pehea oi. How are you?
Mai kai. All right. So Napua, you've been moving and you've been grooving and you've been promoting and kind of like taking care of nurturing this Aloha Revolution. Could you give us like a little recap for the people that don't know about Aloha Revolution? Because there are some of those people out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
My name is Napua Hueu, and I introduced my Revolution Aloha for the first time here on your show a couple weeks back, or a month or so. But Revolution Aloha is a positive movement. I was calling it a positive movement at first, but I think I want to change it to a sustainable lifestyle movement.
I like that.
Yeah, because when I thought about what the root is, a sustainable lifestyle is positive, and I just want to be more specific as far as what we're doing here, and we're just trying to influence more sustainable lifestyles for everybody here on our island, because we live on a little island, and it is important to be sustainable.
Nice.
Yeah.
And regenerative also.
Yeah.
You know, to regenerate what we're sustaining.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to sustain, you know, Monsanto.
Right.
Or sustain PLDC. Or,
We'd like to sustain Aloha,
there we go.
Mālama, and Kuleana. And those are our 3 favorite values, although Ohana is top 4 too.
Okay.
But we're just going to focus on Aloha, Mālama, and Kuleana.
Can you explain that
Yes.
too?
Aloha means love, and it's a really heavy word. Can you help explain Aloha for us? Because I think you're better at it than me. You're anti-Aloha.
Well, Aloha is unconditional love.
Okay.
There's no conditions placed on the giving of spirit within you. And Aloha is a word that one can break down into further kauna, meaning we are greeted in the spark of light, in the breath of God, and we perpetuate it, because some of the old folks, you hear them say aloha, and actually aloha is the shortened version of aloha. So in this breath of life, we have perpetuated the spark which brought us forward anyway. So it's a beautiful greeting, and it's also a beautiful way of saying be nurtured and be cared for, and be in aloha when, you know, we're done doing whatever we're doing together and we come back again.
That's exactly what I was hoping you would share. Just a little bit more in depth. And Mālama means to care. And you can exercise that care in all sorts of fashions, whether it's to one another or the land that you're standing on. We just want to care for everything and everybody. And Kuleana means responsibility, and that's kind of the solidifying factor, which is like live up to your responsibility by Aloha and Mālama, through Aloha and Mālama. And so those are our core values for the Revolution Aloha.
That's nice.
Thank you.
I like that. So what kind of kuleana can one activate in or be active in order to demonstrate the Aloha and Mālama?
I was thinking really hard about what we're going to do to put action to these words. And I realized that I have to start at home. And even though my goals are for the entire world to be exercising all these values, I'm going to have to start at home. And so I came up with phase 1 for Revolution Aloha, because it's kind of a broad project, because I want it to influence the world, but I have to figure out where we're going to start. And so I'm going to start at home in Keanae. And my plan is to reconnect my community, one another, so that we can reconnect with the environment together. But I think it's community and then environment, because then we'll be doing it together and have more of an impact. And so I have a bunch of activities that I have planned for my community and like projects, and I would like to start them in March. And I'd like to exercise these activities within my community for about 4 months. And I'd hope to have like a summary of our experiences of reconnection, so that everybody else, all the other communities on Maui, can figure it out with us or along with us.
Nice.
Yeah.
So will you be incorporating the gathering of archival knowledge or the gathering of the kupuna wisdom?
Yes.
Yeah.
First, we're going to archive and collect and seek knowledge from our elders because they know the answer. It's been passed on to them from their elders, and so we just want to continue the process and not get our information from other sources. We want to get it from the source. And we think that the source is our ancient wisdom and knowledge from our kupuna and our ancestors. And so that is step one, is we're going to get together and we're going to go interview our kupuna and our makua and figure out, okay, these are the exact ways that they've done this certain activity, and we don't want to interrupt that activity with, like, for example, making laulau. We don't want to, even though our traditional or our most recent way of preparing laulau is we wrap it in foil and steam it. Yeah. And that's kind of been the status quo for a long time to make things easier, I think.
Right, but it's like just choke aluminum.
Yeah, it's poison. And so we want to go back to, how it was before that.
Taing la'i.
Yeah, let's wrap it in tea leaves and not be poisoned by aluminum.
Yes, and the way to wrap the la'i so that nothing falls out is very specific too. It's like it's a particular type of knowledge.
Yeah, and so that's the exact type of knowledge that we're looking for, is the type that doesn't require us to use plastics and aluminums and things that aren't of nature.
That's so awesome. So we start with food. And we start with clean food and everything from the preparation to digging the imu. We gotta dig the imu by hand, or can we bring in the backhoe?
No, let's dig it by hand. This is gonna be a community effort, so I expect there to be my entire community out there digging the hole to make it easy.
Somebody says you're just too cute for this show.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let me tone down the cuteness. But those are the exact types of things, is we need to figure out how it was done traditionally before all these introductions.
So we'll have Papa out there and be like telling the boys, hey, go cut the kiawe. Yeah. Or go get it. And then go get the pohaku. Yeah. And what type of pohaku? Also very specific.
Yeah.
Yes.
Otherwise we'll be making fireworks in the imu.
Right.
If we don't have the right rocks.
Dodging little
blasts.
Little blasts from that.
But so I want to focus all the activities kind of around food production, the growing of the food, the picking of the food, and the preparing of the food. And I think if my community gets together and just goes through these processes, it's not only preparing ourselves fresh, clean food for us to eat, but it's like a social event.
Yes, it is. I was just going to say that because it reminds me of how we gather around food so much.
Right.
And it's so ingrained, it's automatic. Yeah, it's we get together
and we feast.
We feast. It's like the questions are all around food, and we talk about food, and it really is nourishment. I think it's an indicator of how much we hold the value of nourishing each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the concept.
And I wanted to also add that we never kalu a pig every day. It's like the whole commercialization of luau's gives people the idea that, these Hawaiians, they party all the time and they have pig every meal. Yeah. And the truth is we don't. That this was highly ceremonious to have a pua'a. And it was done on very prestigious occasions and for ceremony. And that we normally make a laulau out of vegetable, or maybe moa, maybe chicken. And we also have certain types of imu where we have fishes and other creatures from the ocean. Yeah, seafood in the imu. And so we could look at that, right? Explore these different methods.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot of fun to me.
It does.
Doesn't it?
I am so coming to Keanae when you
Okay.
guys start this.
Yeah.
And I know how to make imu
Okay.
from my papa.
You are invited.
Thank you.
And we want to do other things like lauhala and just all of our like native practices that we don't do anymore or don't know how to do. I guess we would do them if we knew how to do them, and that's why we're going to do them.
Right. I love this aspect because then we don't have the endemic wisdom only being shown in pockets. And then the reward for that is like wisdom keeping rewards are dollars, or wisdom keeping rewards are commercialism. And I think that is definitely a block to how the next generation can get over the thought line of integrating traditions or cultural values with the techno thing that they want to do in the future. That's my mana'o.
Sounds good. Sounds like a good influence, like it's just a good plan.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is like a short video here that we want to share with you, and we thought it would be a good addition to this topic because you're all about aloha, Mālama, Kuleana, and let's start with food, and let's start with nurturing not only ourselves but the ecos, our families. And Mercy Riddy and Kalani'ua have put together a brief video, and we're just going to intro it and have it sink in. Just do like this conscious picture for you tonight, because we're going to have hopefully Mercy and Kalani on the show to talk about why they put this video together and what does it mean. Yeah, where does their mana'o come from for putting this video together? It is about Molokai, and it is about all of the things that we're talking about. Molokai should be its original, thriving, like so uluwehiwehi island, like it used to be. All the fish ponds, could you imagine all the fish ponds in the ocean and on the land, totally thriving on the island of Molokai? It used to feed the entire Pacific because they have like little specific nurseries for pelagic fishes. And whenever there would be like a refreshing of stock, that would happen right there at Molokai no Kaheke. So we want to show you a video that was put together, and that'll introduce us to the next show where we're going to focus on their mana'o. Okay, so check this out.
The deputy sheriff isn't around. Them even saying they are
Wow. Very thought-provoking.
Very.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we look forward to enhancing these subjects with our talk story with our Molokai Ohana. Mahalo for putting it together and also for sharing it with us. Mercy, Ridi, and Kalani'ua, mahalo. Now, that right there shows us examples of bad management, bad administration, unnecessary wastefulness of good soil and good water for monocropping GMOs, which don't do a thing for any of us or you or your family, and certainly not for the next 7 generations that we are supposed to do our Kuleana for right now. So, you know, some of the things that are being done kind of like here in pockets on this island. And Hawaii Farmers Union is working on that, and I understand that you and Kamalini.
Me and my sister, yeah, we got to attend their last meeting in January. And it was really nice to see real, natural, organic farmers all in one place, and they're all anti-GMO because we know that GMO is heva and wrong and dirty. And so it was really good to be in a crowd of really conscious farmers, which we love. We love farmers that farm good, clean food. And so my sister and I got invited by Uncle Vincent Mina, and we were really happy that he reminded us to go. It was a sustainable potluck. Is it called a sustainable potluck? I think that's what they called it, where everybody brought something that they made themselves out of food that they grew themselves. And everybody was instructed to bring a plate and a fork so that we don't make any waste, which was so amazing and revolutionary, even though it's not really that revolutionary, it is. And just that one concept of bringing your own plate and your fork, between all the millions of parties that we have in Hawaii throughout the year, if everybody brought their plate and their fork, we would be in such a healthier condition, I think. We wouldn't have thousands and thousands and millions of paper plates and forks and spoons in our landfill. So maybe if that was the only thing that we can take away from that meeting, that's amazing. Bring your own plate and fork wherever you go from now on.
Yeah.
That's simple.
That is nice. That's nice. And it would certainly decrease the dependence on the landfill and all of that kind of junk and that archaic method of how the de facto admin takes care of trash.
Yeah.
We need that kind of mana'o.
Yeah.
And what are the types of dishes that were there?
I remember the veggie casserole. It was so delicious. It had a bunch of different veggies, just all in a small little casserole. My sister brought pohole salad, and I was so happy she did because I didn't think we were gonna have enough time to prepare something. But she went out in her yard in Huelo and she picked the pohole, and we came with something. So that was nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
So she went out in her yard?
Yeah, her yard in Huelo.
Right on. That's sustainable action.
That is.
That's aloha.
That's aloha.
That's Mālama. And Kuleana.
Yeah. And there was a bunch of other good stuff, just cut fruits and a bunch of salads.
Nice.
Yeah, really good dinner.
And what was the whole mana'o about? Did Uncle get up and talk and address
yeah,
things?
they did some group stuff because I guess they had a lot of business to cover in regards to the Hawaii Farmers Union United. I guess they're HFUU. So they covered their business, and then we had a presentation on lima beans by a woman from upcountry, I believe, and she just told us about how great lima beans were and how nutritious they are, and that we can grow them here in Hawaii. And then we had a presentation from a man named Michael, I believe. I forget his last name, but he was from Colorado, and he talked to us about industrial hemp, about growing hemp on a large-scale basis.
Interesting. Now that's really the talk
Yeah.
a lot of like the farmers markets we go to, and we talk with people. Hemp makes really good material, and paper and cordage and
all kinds
everything.
of brilliant things. Yeah.
Yeah.
It also, the best thing that I heard was that it recycles the air for us, the pollutants in the air. It's one of the best plants to do that. I'm not sure what the exact statistic is, but it is something crazy, and it makes me feel like we need to plant hemp all over this island so that our air is like amazing.
I think we should actually look at that very, very consciously because of the chemtrails, the stratospheric aerosol spraying that's taking place over our islands. We see our coconut leaves are burnt every time they fly by and lay out the chemtrails, which is aluminum and barium and strontium and all this bad, dirty yuck in our air, that the photosynthesis gets arrested in the leaf. And then, you know, human beings have our own way of photosynthesis as well. So it crosses my mind often about what does it do to us?
Right.
You know, what is it doing to our families and our children and our kupuna? So hemp would definitely be a part of the sustainable growing action. I think at least you know, to take care of that, and then the many other issues that we're facing. Like, what about over cropping, like mono cropping and stuff? It's like just pineapples. We saw that happen. Just cane, you know, sugar cane. We saw that happen. Did they address any of that type of like growing? Like, let's get together and let's make this huge diverse garden in the middle of Maui.
No, I didn't hear anything about that, but I think that everybody was just thinking that we should replace the cane, all the cane, with hemp.
Whoa, okay,
that was probably
idea.
Like on everybody's mind because there's a lot of cane, and hemp is supposedly a really great thing to grow, and I'm just excited about it being a recycler of the air. Because, I think the chemtrails and everything is really harsh.
They're bad. Yes. Yeah. We don't need them. I mean, it's totally unnecessary. Global warming is caused by the chemtrails, actually. And if you see the movie Why in the World Are They Spraying, it's explained in there. What do you think global warming is caused by?
I think global warming is caused by wasteful living. But chemtrails definitely are being, it's definitely a factor in global warming. We think that it's helping global warming, but it's actually
it's
intensifying it, I think, but I also think that wasteful living or disposable living is a really big cause of global warming. And
that's a good way you put that, disposable living.
Yeah. It's scary how disposable our whole everyday life is. Wow. Yeah.
That's pretty deep. That's
it's heavy.
You're so disposable. It's like
it's a good diss.
That's going to be so used from now on.
Yeah.
It's a nickname. Yeah. But disposable values equate disposable living.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, with that thought, part of my phase 1 is to reconnect with my community. And I already talked about we were going to focus around food production, but I also want to focus around waste. And I'm hoping that I can, with my phase 1, I can provide like a recycling system for my community, because we're all the way out in Keanae and we have no recycling bins, and that's really discouraging to Keanae people or East Side people to have to not only sort their trash but haul their sorted trash to the other side. And if we had little recycle bins, I think that it would be more encouraging.
That'd be great. And you know what? I'm going to put it out there right now. This is a live public television. This is a community studio. Any of you out there who want to contribute, who can write a $1,000 check, and who can give recycling bins to the community of Keanae, talk to Napua right here. Check her out on Facebook. She's got Revolution Aloha, also revolutionaloha.com as well. And kokua, contribute to the individuals, support and kako'o the individuals who are willing to do this for not only family ohana, but the larger ohana and community. So if you can write that check, or you can just throw down, Napua's right here, and we're all in support. Yeah? So, yeah, if you want to see me go out there and clean a lo'i, are you taking pledges?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I seriously would. But yeah, so if you can do that, we'll take all the kokua that's possible and start to translate that into, I don't know why I'm having a problem speaking tonight, kalamai, translating that into real effective action.
Yes.
And that's what Aloha Revolution is all about.
Yeah.
It's Mālama and
Kuleana.
Aloha, Kuleana. This is part of really doing your Kuleana. So if you can, contribute, support, and be right there. You want to see a better, cleaner, greener island, and support something that the next generation is going to definitely get into and see it in a wonderful way. This is it. Speaking of which, support. Napua, I understand that you are checking out Kickstarter. And tell us a little bit about what you've presented there and how you're bringing that out.
So I heard of Kickstarter, which is a group funding website where if everybody gives a little bit, then a really big undertaking can be not so big, and it can be possible. And so I'm putting together my phase 1 on Kickstarter, which is basically an introduction of my hometown of Keanae, and it explains a little bit about how we're still fairly subsistence lifestyle out there, as in we pick and hunt and gather our own food, but we do import some stuff, and we'd like to try and not be importing so much stuff. And so my phase 1 is an introduction of Keanae and how we used to be, how we are right now, and how we'd like to be, which is how we used to be. And so it is a goal to raise money to host sustainable learning activities for my community, so that we can learn how to make laulaus with no foil, and we can learn how to emu a pig, and we can learn how to fish for he'e, and we can learn how to do all these certain things that'll keep us alive and sustain us, and do it the right way and not the poisonous way. So I'd like to gather your support to help my community better themselves, so that we can not only help ourselves, but then we can assist other people culturally in how to live sustainably. And that's the gist of it, is I want to teach ourselves how to be sustainable again, and so we can teach others.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's independence. You're talking about liberating an entire community from the bonds of dependent shopping.
Exactly.
From plastic wrappers and from foam plates and just contributing to the trash pile.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait. I love Keanae. It's a beautiful community full of beautiful people, and you have a wonderful, deep, rich history there. A lot of people don't know that Keanae was man-made.
Yes, it was man-made. A long time ago, our peninsula was just lava rock, and everybody, the whole community, brought down backpacks of soil, backpacks and backpacks and backpacks of soil, and built up the soil that is now still there. And you know what? I think it's kind of eroding. In our taro patches, it's really, really rocky, and I don't think that it was always like that rocky.
Well, it would have to be
refilled,
generated, yeah,
right?
Refilled.
And
yeah.
so when we're
Because
done with
water.
phase 1, phase 2 might be a major resoiling of Keanae.
Well, let's choose better words, baby.
Okay, what would it be?
How about the refilling of lo'i or the rebuilding of Keanae?
Yeah.
E pai ho. Yeah, so we'll build a new foundation. Is e pai ho.
Okay.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yes, and the replanting also, because we look at how our kupuna utilize the native and endemic plants to provide good filtration near the patches, and also the good packed soil and clay. Different types were brought in there as well. So you have like a series and layers of different materials happening around the taro patch area and near the coastal area. And I think that's really important, and that's a whole new university.
Right.
The University of Keanae is opened.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
That'd be great
A
and
great
totally
place.
doable.
Yeah.
Yeah, a university for sustainable and regenerative lifestyles.
I love it.
All right, it's your job.
Okay, it's my job.
Are you ready?
I am. Maybe that's phase 2, but we're on phase 1. At least we're already in action.
That's nice. That's nice. So people can get a hold of Napua and get involved in the Aloha Action by contacting
revolutionaloha.com or Revolution Aloha on Facebook. Those are the best ways to get a hold of us.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you have someone else you want to get hold of? You want to give her a call?
Sure. Let's call my sister and see what she's up to. She's my partner for all my Revolution Aloha endeavors.
Cool.
Yes. And so we'll just see how she's doing.
Okay.
Okay. We're calling Mahealani Napua Hueu, by the way.
Hello.
Hi, Mahealani.
Hi.
Would you like to say hi to Maui? You're live on the air right now.
Oh, and Akaku.
On Akaku, Channel 55.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Aloha, Maui.
Aloha, Maui.
Okay. Auntie and I were just talking about the Hawaii Farmers Union meeting that we went to.
At Haiku.
At Haiku, and how good it was. What are your concluding thoughts on our meeting that we went to?
I really liked how Vincent Mina kind of set it up as bring your own dish, your own local dish, and everyone on the island is invited to bring like seeds and plants and share knowledge on what they know best about and their favorite plants. And
yeah, it was also like a trading center. You can bring your
you
produce
go there
and
to trade recipes, trade seeds,
trade plants, trade food.
if you have, yeah.
Oh, I like that aspect. So you could bring seeds, and everything's
they're asking
non-GMO.
for if anyone had some, rare kind of beans or peppers, and like what I would like to see is someone bring everybody chili peppers. Chili peppers, Hawaiian chili peppers.
Yes, that's your
Yes.
favorite.
That's my favorite. And so, it was really inspiring, and then everyone ate, throughout the whole presentations and
Yeah.
speakers and.
What else? So what did you find that helped you in your Kuleana?
Being there,
Yeah.
I realized that we're all local, but there was a very little bit of like Hawaiian presence in the room. And I know Hawaiians are really good farmers, as well as everyone else. But deep down, I know that
You
and I know
wanted
that
to see
some
more
Keanae don't want to don't talk about what they know how to farm. They're not very volatile about it, but
Right.
we need to learn. You know, some people need to learn about growing simple things like uala and kalo and bananas, and you know,
Yeah.
we all can benefit from. I liked it. I liked everyone's. I like the diversity there and what everyone had to bring to the table to eat. That was fun too.
Yeah, it was really inspiring for us. The dinner part of it, and it inspired us so much that we're gonna do that in Keanae, right?
Right.
That's the plan.
We're gonna move forward. Yep.
Thank you so much for your thoughts. Do you have anything else you want to share regarding Revolution Aloha and such?
No, regarding the Maui Farmers Union, you give everyone their website and you can sign up for emails. And the next meeting is February 27th, I think, Tuesday.
Okay. Maui Farmers Union United. Please search that on Google because I'm not sure what their exact domain is, but
I think that's it. It's MauiFarmersUnion.com.
Okay. MauiFarmersUnionUnited.com. Check it out.
Okay. And the next meeting is when?
It's February 27th, which is a Tuesday, I believe.
Haiku?
I think it's at 6 p.m. sharp.
Haiku Community Center.
Haiku's Community Center,
All right. And is it always sustainable potluck?
I believe so.
It is. Okay. Yeah, you can bring your own. It's encouraged to be not so much sugar-free, but organic if you can from your own garden. Me and the pool brought pohole salad with kula onions and kamuala tomatoes. So we contributed. That's our favorite salad too. So,
nice.
But I think it's February 26th.
Okay.
Because that's a Tuesday at 6 p.m. Haiku Community Center.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Shaka, bye.
Okay, bye, Auntie.
Bye, babes. Awesome. She sounded excited about that.
She was so excited. She was there before me. I was like, okay, little sister, you're on it.
And the seed trading and the plant trading too.
And the
happened?
produce trading.
All right.
I think they're trying to do the community thing in Haiku.
Very nice.
Yeah, and so that provoked a lot of my thoughts about how I'm gonna go about my phase one is we gotta get the community together and then we gotta focus around food. Very inspiring.
Yay. All right. So
also, I would like to share one more thing.
yeah.
Okay. I watched a documentary called No Impact Man, and it was about a guy and his wife and his daughter who was about 2. They lived in New York City and they went no impact for 1 year. And
just as an experiment?
As an experiment. He was a writer, and so a lot of people criticized him that he was doing it for his next book, but it was so heroic to me to live without electricity and make no waste. And he washed his own clothes in his bathtub, and he shopped at the farmer's market and didn't bring home any plastic or rubbish, and switched his daughter to cloth diapers and all that stuff. So it was...
Which is really demanding.
Very.
The way.
Yeah, my sister was a cloth diaper baby, and so I know all about that. But it was very heroic. So.
All right. Can we just check it out on Netflix or something?
Yep. No Impact Man. That's exactly where I watched it on Netflix. So.
Okay. No Impact Man.
Yeah.
Check it out. You highly recommend it?
I highly recommend it because it just gives a little bit of ideas about, that makes trash, and that activity that I do every day uses a lot of electricity, and kind of puts it into perspective.
Right. You know what? Are there any plans around your plans that involve a community getting together and doing a purchase of their own hybrid standalone system so that they could totally be independent from the grid?
That's a dream of mine.
Yay!
Yeah.
All right, make those dreams come true.
I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that.
Mainly if I had to tell you my dream, it would be that, Keanae has its own sustainable power system, and it's probably just one main unit place, and that's where we all come to like do certain things. That's where we all come to like prepare certain foods that need electricity to happen and whatnot. And we have our little recycling center right next door and a little composting system over there, and it's just no impact community.
That's nice. And you can have your springs also be like unpolluted and untapped. And probably a lot of those ditches there could probably be put into better use because they're going over Crown Line anyway. And A and B is going out anyway.
Right.
And A and B is, the old plantation hangover. And they have EMI, who's East Maui Irrigation Company, and they manage the transfers and diversions and all those flumes where, something like 14 people by accident got in there and they're gone. But those, they are just like scars across the mountain, and at each level they siphon more of our fresh water, and that's a huge detriment to this type of a movement. Do you have any ideas about how to deal with the taking of water?
I think that if we as a community get together and we're like, okay, we're not gonna be buying shrimp anymore from Costco. We're gonna be collecting the shrimp that grows in our streams. And so if we all turn to eating the shrimp in our streams, then EMI has to give back our water because we're all demanding our shrimp now again. We weren't demanding it as much a little while ago, but now we are, and so they rightfully just have to return it with no fight because it's our sustenance.
It's a right.
It's a right
that predates government rights.
Yeah,
and it's even vested in us prior to any preamble or constitutional right that we have, because there's government rights, which you don't want to go to, and then there's the preamble prevestment rights that have to do with everything that you're talking about. How do we perpetuate the food sovereignty or the water sovereignty? How do we perpetuate the ecos? We do that by activating. Like if we stop eating opai, then yeah, they'll go ahead and cut off the water, and it'll get warmer, and it'll get all mucky, and then it's not good to drink or eat from. That's a good way to approach this.
Yeah, we must demand good, clean food.
Yes.
And then, that's how we shall do it.
I like that.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. So we got probably about 4 more minutes, 8 more minutes on. Okay. So you're going to show us
My Kickstarter?
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Let's check that out.
So this is my Kickstarter.
You got that? Oh, yeah.
So
she was going to get on the camera.
basically, this explains a little bit about Revolution Aloha, a little bit about me and my hometown of Keanae, because that's where phase 1 will be taking place, is in Keanae. This is Mahealani, my sister that we just talked to, and she is harvesting taro for her graduation party in this photo. She's being a good girl. And it talks a little bit about our subsistence history in Keanae.
Or existence.
Existence, yes. Has 2 of our videos that I came here and presented Aloha Revolution about. And then a little bit about what I've been doing with Aloha Revolution. Some beautiful photos to convey the idea that we'd like to go back to more of this, which is get it yourself and do it yourself.
Nice.
Can
Can I cut you off?
Yeah.
What kind?
I don't know. What kind does that look like? I'm not sure. Throw net off of the point. So
Did you learn how to throw net?
I haven't learned how to throw net yet. That will be in the agenda though.
Okay. Part of the requirements.
Yes, totally.
I'm just suggesting.
Yeah. And then it has listed here what phase 1 is exactly, which is collecting and exercising kupuna knowledge through interviews and recordings and writing it down and videoing it. And then it talks about why we need your help via Kickstarter. Please pledge your $1, your $5, your $500, whatever it may be, to help us conduct these activities for Keanae, so that we can figure it out how to live a no-impact life, and then we can tell everybody else how we did it.
What is your goal? Like how much will it take? Like 300,000?
For my phase 1, I was just looking for 44,000.
44,000.
To host activities for 4 months, because I want to have a summary presentation in July about our first-hand experiences with just getting into this whole process. And so yeah, around 44,000.
Okay.
That's much I estimated. I want to be able to buy like glass jars and like reusable poi bowls, so that we don't give our auntie poi in plastic anymore. We can give it to her in a bowl that she can bring back to us and we can refill it. And just those types of tools. Especially we would like a meat grinder that doesn't require electricity. We want the hand crank one and stuff like that.
And how about coconuts? Like, you know, I just want to talk a little bit about how we're buying coconut water in cans.
Yeah, and in boxes and stuff.
Yes, yes. Any plans to start maybe a little mini grove somewhere, bring back the new, or make a pond new?
That is definitely on the list.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's so usable.
Yes, the best usable one ever.
The new has so many uses, and it could also be used for compostable toilets. Like all the
Husk.
yeah, the shredded coconut husk
Yeah.
can be used for that. And they're using it right now. They're making bricks out of it and using it in RVs and cabins and things.
Yes.
It's really good.
We need a new new, and
Yes.
all different types of tree groves.
That's good. So Tutu says aloha to
Aloha
you.
tutu. Shout out to Keanae. Phase 1 will be starting soon, and so wish us the best of luck.
All right. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Also, you know, we all are very, very happy. We want to send out a congratulations and nui aloha to the new baby Mahoi, who has joined Ohana Mahoi. So Noah and Ohana, congratulations on our new baby girl. We love you, and blessings on Mama. And we hope to see you soon and all the families soon. Oh.
Aloha nui Maui. I think we're just about done.
Thank you, and thank you once again for coming on.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome.
Okay.
We love you.
I love you.
And live next week, so tune in again. Check us out on Facebook and on akaku.org.